Hi Pokefans, we have a new Tera Raid battle event that is live in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. This is the mighty Meganium event where Meganium is appearing in 7-star raid with Psychic Tera type. As with the past 7-star raids, players can only catch Meganium for once per save file. This event will run until April 7th of 2024 and run for a second time next week. You'll also have Chansey in 5-star raids next week as well. Today I'm gonna go ahead and try to catch Meganium with the strategy that I have seen before many times in the internet as well as Reddit. But here is my turn of trying it out. So here is my Skeledirge with Unaware ability and the moveset Torch Song, Will-O-Wisp, Shadow Ball and Hex. It also has Mag's special attack stat and almost Mag's HP. Hopefully this one will work out. Now the biggest mistake I did was not changing the Tera type to Ghost. This is definitely recommended. Go ahead and do it because I struggled a lot with my battle just because of the Tera type. But this one is going to be a solo. Hopefully I do get a better team this time around. By the way, I did try this one with a Skeledirge on Blaze ability, but unfortunately the defense was really not enough, so I did struggle a lot. In the end, I decided to go with this one. Here is Meganium. As soon as we get into the battle, it actually starts up with a Reflect and Light screen, which definitely increases its buffed up stats, which is pretty annoying. You can definitely try decreasing this one, but in my case I would recommend going with at least 3 Torch Songs before you Tera type into Ghost and start using Shadow Ball. I'm pretty sure Shadow Ball will do definitely a good damage. If there is a status on Meganium at any point, go ahead and try using Hex. Hex is quite powerful when there is a status on Meganium, so that will help a lot as well. In my case, I decided to go with Will-O-Wisp for the first turn, but unfortunately it seems that someone else has actually used Paralyze, so it really didn't work out. Due to it, I did miss one turn, but for the second one, I did go with Torch Song. I'm gonna go with Torch Song 2 more turns until I can actually terrestrialize Skeledirge here. This is the second turn of Torch Song. As you can see, I'm really not doing too much damage. I'm really not expecting to do too much damage once I terrestrialize as well. But don't do the same blunder I did. Go ahead and get your Tera type changed into Ghost. Now for the moveset on Meganium, it actually comes with quite a few moves. I mean, it does depend on your Meganium. Right now the list is on Sunny Day, Zen Headbutt, which it actually likes to use a lot, at least in my case. It also knows Petal Blizzard, Earthquake, Solar Beam and Solar Blade, Body Slam, which is another move it likes to use if your Skeledirge doesn't actually have Ghost Tera type. It also uses Reflect and Light Screen, which we have already seen once. At this point, I actually decided to go ahead and use Hex as Paralyzed status is still on. At any point, Meganium might go ahead and negate its stats, which might clear it out. I'm guessing that it will do it in the very next turn. If you are afraid about the Zen Headbutt too much, you can also try using Protect. But in my case, it was really not needed as I did use Cheer on defense and special defense stat, so it was pretty increased. At this point, I went with the second Hex. Unfortunately, the effects were nullified. So I went back and went into Torch Song. Torch Song is effectively the only move right now that I have which did way more damage, even more than Shadow Ball. So I just went with this one. But in your case, if you do have a Ghost Tera type, I would definitely recommend using a couple of Torch Songs, maybe 4 to 5, and then just spamming on Shadow Ball, as that strategy has really worked out. Either way, at this point, I'll just go ahead and fast forward. After all, I'm just going to use a couple more Torch Songs. At this point, I am in with 2 Torch Songs. I'm also wondering at this point if Shadow Ball would actually do some damage. Thankfully, since my defense is pretty high at this point, Meganium is really not doing too much of a damage, which is really good. I'm also able to heal myself up with the Shell Bell. Trying out Shadow Ball in this turn. You can see how really bad that move is, considering my Terra type. I guess I'll stick to Torch Song until its PP runs out, and then go for either Hex or Shadow Ball. My main concern at this point is to go ahead and break the shield. I'm pretty sure once the shield is down, you'll be able to do way better damage. I'm also looking into my HP, making sure that I don't really go to the red zone. Definitely can go ahead and cheer for one turn to heal up in case if you are in the red zone. If you are actually playing this one online, that is hosting the battle, I think it would help if you have multiple Skeledurge. I've also seen other people using Covenite. They've used Incineroar, which is quite common as well. But Incineroar doesn't really do that well on a couple of moves that Meganium here has. I believe Zen Headbutt is pretty bad on it, as well as the Body Slam. So I would be a bit more careful on that. Alright, we are half down. The timer is definitely running out faster than my moves. Although I still have hope on bringing this battle around. I don't believe you guys will have this much of a trouble as much as I'm having. The other thing that I did luck out on was the other Pokemons. I mean, I got pretty useless Pokemons at this point. I have tried the solo battle multiple times and I did see Tauros and Covenite. If you are able to get those two for helper Pokemons, I think that will be much more better. They do get some really good dark type moves that will also help, including the ability Intimidate. We are so close in breaking the shield. I believe the next turn it should work out. At this point I did run out of Torch Songs, so I'm just going with Shadow Ball. I think one more move is left. I did get hit by Seed Bomb right here, which is also a move that is present. Thankfully, since I am Fire Terra type, Seed Bomb doesn't really do too much. At this point we did break the shield. We have only a bit more time left. Let me go with Shadow Ball. I'm just gonna spam it. Thankfully, we are doing way better damage right now. Once more, the effects were negated, which is pretty fine. I mean, I'm really not trying to decrease its stats at any point. I really wish there was some stat lowering for special defense, especially since I was spamming Shadow Ball. I was quite unlucky in this battle. I really didn't get it even once. If you do get it though, that will make it much more easier. I think it would have really helped me a lot, cutting down a couple of these turns. At this point, it is actually going to be very tricky. I need 2 more turns to take it down. I believe I have enough time for it. Alright. For last few turns, Meganium got paralyzed, which is pretty good. I should have opted for Hex at this point, but I guess I was too concentrated on the time and I just used Shadow Ball. But if you do see Meganium getting a status, either Paralyze or Sleep or Poison, go ahead with Hex. That is much helpful. Either way, now that I've actually defeated it, which is a surprise, I'm just gonna go ahead and catch it with a Dusk Ball. I've also seen that many people have got Herba Mystica for defeating it, but unfortunately I only got 1. Not really sure why though. Either way, this was my turn on catching Meganium. Hopefully you guys have better luck than I did. It was definitely super tense, but thankfully I was able to catch it at the end. Either way, let me know in the comment section how you were able to catch it and which Pokemon you used. I'm pretty interested in knowing if there were other Pokemons that were used which were actually better than Skydirge. Here it is. It does have the ability Leaf Guard, which is pretty helpful considering it did have the move Sunny Day. Thankfully, it actually didn't use it. Now, of course, if you aren't really able to catch it this week, go ahead and try it out next week. We do have a second run for this Tera Raid. There's also a mystery gift that is currently running for Iron Hands, and if you're interested in it, go ahead and check out the link right here. I do have the code for it as well. Alright, that's all I had. Hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please put a like, and if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel as it does help me a lot. But of course, I'll see you all in the next one.